Hello and welcome to Audiotree Live. It is Friday, November 10th, 2017, and we are very excited to have with us in the studio today, Common Holly. Take it away. Hi. Take it away whenever you're ready.
Okay. Let's do a song. In a town by all the birch trees, where no love said there'd be fallen leaves. It's a distance we can travel, involves no parting of the seas. It's a cabin on a lakeside and it's empty. Take the road along the lakeside, hang a left before the great divide. Hope we get there after nightfall, so we'll have nowhere to wait and hide till tomorrow. Till tomorrow, it'll look just the same. In the cabin with the birch trees, we'll uncover all our fantasies. It's a distance we can travel to forget the thickening unease. Let us leave here, let us go there where it's waiting. We will find the path to go there. When we get close, breathe the open air. I'll play mom and you'll play daddy, and we'll ruin nice beyond repair at the cabin on the lakeside if we take things too far. Hold on. Hold on for a little longer. Hold on. Hold on for a little longer. Hold
You're watching Audiotree Live with Common Holly. Common, Brigitte, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling feeling really good, especially having you here. I'm very excited. I've been listening to your album a whole lot, and especially because it was like released, at least in America, in like little singles, and so every time a new one came out, I was like, yes. And then recently,
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you. That's how you got me. So speaking of your album, I'm very interested in how the writing process was and when you started writing these batch of songs.
So I think it all came together maybe a little under 2 years ago. Most of the tracks came out of the same 6 months following a pretty big breakup.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm fine, don't worry.
Okay, good.
And after that was like right after I graduated from school, and I thought, okay, well, maybe it's time to make an album. That's when I started jamming with my good friend and producer, Devin Bate, and he was like, let's make this album. And I was like, let's make this album. And then we made this album.
Nice.
Yeah.
So were the songs sort of like just you and a guitar, or was it with your producer or was it like a co-write with him?
So everything was written from start to finish, essentially voice and guitar.
Okay.
Definitely a lot of things changed in the recording process.
Yeah.
That's when all the arrangements came together. So in that sense, there was a lot of co-writing. But I guess because it was all written on guitar, that's what makes me a little more portable performance-wise.
Yeah. Yeah. I had something in my head and it fell away.
Jessica.
Oh, God. But while I try to think of that, I'm going to ask, so you're touring alone right now then, speaking of portability.
Yes.
How has that been?
Very hard. Really rewarding. Honestly, like being able to just perform myself to the audience and seeing the kinds of responses that I've been getting.
Yeah.
Definitely, I imagine that audiences tend to be a little more respectful when there's just one person on stage.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really talk over that, but people have really been so engaged, and that's been really rewarding. And
yeah.
The only hard part really is when, I get to the airport and there's no card and I have like 8 bags and I have to marathon back and forth to like carry everything.
Yeah. 8 bags and only 2 hands.
2 hands. Like,
Just
I
a
really wish
bummer.
my toes were more flexible,
Suddenly you're just going through the airport with like rolling one with your foot.
I will find the technology. I will.
Honestly, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of like reading on the road? Do you do a lot of podcasting? Or some
I
third
strive
option?
to. So I brought 4 books with me, and I downloaded 5 podcasts, and I've been on the road for like almost 3 weeks, and I've done none of it. So that makes me, a social media addict, probably?
I think it just makes you a person.
Oh, that's really nice of you.
That's what I can offer here.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I'm excited. I'm really excited to hear the next 2. They're some of my favorites on the album.
Great. Then I guess I'll play them.
Sick.
Doesn't make a difference if you shot me with your bad words. All of that I've forgotten by the end of the day. I'll be kissing the ground to know you're okay. Kissing the ground to know you're okay. I won't busy myself. If you're busy undermining all the things I had to say. Would have been wrong for me to try to stay. It would have been wrong for me to try to stay. I will love you when the snow goes away. I will love you when the snow goes away. So if you give me your bad words, I'll take them quietly. They show me your pain, not a reflection of me. Come out, wherever you are, my friend. It's safe. Come out, wherever you are, my friend. It's safe. Come out, wherever you are, my friend. It's safe. Come out, wherever you are, my friend. It's safe. You can come out now, wherever you are, and I will keep away. Well, I know I was the rose, but now I feel like I'm the thorn, and I can't get enough distance just to see that I am worn. And if it's evidence enough, or if it's all been overblown, I'm gonna need some distance on my own. I'm gonna need some distance, time alone. It's a shame my foundation isn't solid, always cracking underneath me. It's so hard, so unnatural to be two people at once. Does it ever end smoothly? It's a shame my foundation isn't solid, always cracking underneath me. It's so hard, so unnatural to be two people at once. Does it ever end truly? Does it ever end truly? Does it ever end truly?
You're watching Audiotree Live with Com and Holly. Those songs are so good. I may or may not have teared up a little bit during Lullaby. In like a good way. Yeah, because I've seen you talk about, or heard you talk about, read you talked about, who's to say really, the importance of sad songs. And personally, I agree. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of people will say, like, your songs are so, like, sleepy and sad. Like, why don't you play something fun?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I think there's something really amazing about a sad song that can maybe help you to process a feeling that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I mean, definitely my audiences are the kinds of people that respond well to sad music. And I know this is something that Julian Baker had actually said, that somebody told me she said this because I have been saying it as well. But I think the main thing is just like, maybe I write sad songs. Doesn't mean I'm a sad person.
Yeah.
Means when I'm happy, I don't have to write sad songs. I don't have to write songs at all. I think that it's a really important outlet, and without the ability to communicate that and to express that and externalize it, I think I would probably just implode. So, yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly with everything you're saying. And I mean, like, I've been trying recently with like a very concerted effort to try to not listen to so many sad songs, but there's something that just brings me back to it all the time, especially because, like, I don't know, I'm personally like, the feeling of melancholy is like, in a weird way, sort of satisfying.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah. It's there's just something about it, and just like sitting with it is a very good thing for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, when you sit down to write a song, is it you being like, I'm going to write a song, or is it like, I'm feeling something and I need to just work through it?
Yeah, more the latter. I mean, sometimes it'll happen on a bus. You know, I will feel a feeling, and then I will sing it to myself or write it in my phone or whatever. But I think definitely the strongest stuff comes from, you know, sincere feeling, for sure.
Yeah, so if it's just sort of spontaneous, would you say that you mostly go with, like, you start with lyrics then, or is it like you'll also hear a melody?
They'll come together usually. I think a lot of my favorite songwriters who are friends as well, like I've got a friend, Kenny from Little Kid, and Ali from Adalea, and they're very kind of just like me, we bring it all together at the same time. Yeah. And I feel like that helps maybe with the strength of like the movement of the song, when the words are like so embedded in the melody and the melody is so embedded in the words. So definitely those are the best ones. It does happen that I'll write lyrics first or I'll write melody first and, you know, throw stuff in later. But this is my favorite way for sure. Yeah.
I mean, that is something that I wasn't able to like vocalize it until you just said it, but in your songs, it does feel like lyrics and melody sort of mirror each other. They have the same feeling. They evoke the same sense in, I think, the listener. So who do you have like go-to if you're feeling melancholy or feeling sad? Do you have go-to albums that you'll listen to?
Ooh, good question. I really love Feist's latest album, Pleasure. I know it's not all melancholic, but she does some like really, really cool stuff in there, like vocal modulation and crazy stuff. So I really like that. What other sad albums? I mean, honestly, the saddest album I can think of is definitely the latest Mount Eerie one.
I haven't listened to that. But I mean, like, if it's really sad.
Have you heard of it?
No.
It
like,
is.
Sign me up.
It's about the death of his late wife.
Oh, God.
And it's like, honestly, it's the most honest, raw thing that is out there. It's the kind of thing, like that movie Requiem for a Dream, like you can't really watch it more than once. You can't listen, unless you're like really trying to hurt yourself.
Unless you're like a masochist. And you're just,
unless you're a masochist, yeah.
That reminds me of like Carrie and Lowell, the Sufjan Stevens album. It's about like the death of his mom.
Oh, yeah.
That's one where I can only listen to it like once every few months.
That's a beautiful
all the way
record.
through. It's so beautiful, but it also just is like Like, all right, a lyric that's "we're all gonna die," like for sure, but also like I can't. Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that I could talk about sad songs with you.
I'm glad too.
Yeah, this feels cathartic.
I'm
honestly,
feeling really good about this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to play the next two?
I do.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna tune my guitar first, though.
All right.
Anyone know a good joke?
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
A no-eyes fish?
Close. A fish.
Oh,
I know,
I've heard this
I know.
before in like grade 6, though.
Yeah, this was from my 33-year-old coworker. So close.
So close.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. That doesn't sound good at all. We're almost there. It's the airplane. One silver hair to give you wisdom. Two silver hairs reflect your sadness. I can't imagine you've been eating, but I can see that you've been sleeping with a heart on your sleeve and the devil's voice in your head. Stop all that sitting by the window. Don't you forget about the daylight. It's about time you left your bedroom. You picked a side 'cause you were split in two, and now you can leave out the devil's voice in your head. You are young, spread lightly. Your footsteps are too heavy in the daylight. Use your slippers in the nighttime. Use your wings, catch a glimpse of the ocean when the bathtub overflows. Stroke the fingers of the minute when the minute hand is slow. And quit carrying that burden, and quit trying to know the story. Give the angel's voice a turn. Give the angel's voice a turn. I went into the desert and I missed him. Don't know if it was the mountains asking questions. I went into the desert and I held him. Through a muddy creek he was sand pooling in my hands, and every night the desert sang a love song. And inside my languid body was a fight, and every night I hoped that he would come home. But by sparrow how to fly. Hollow, hollow, when the moon is rising, oh, rising. Lost my footing in the desert canyon. I lost him and I lost my home. Saw him vanish into the horizon, and there I was left to be alone. Hollow, when the moon is rising, oh, rising. Hollow, when the moon is rising, oh, rising. Washes drying up underneath her at sunset, and I'm the lizard slinking through the valley of regret. Oh, I'm the wild coyote up in the midnight sky, a lover forgotten how to love, the sparrow how to fly. The wash is drying up underneath her at sunset, and I'm the lizard slinking through the valley of regret. Oh, I'm the wild coyote up in the midnight sky, a lover forgotten how to love, the sparrow how to fly. Hollow, hollow, when the moon is rising, rising.
You're watching Audiotree Live with Common Holly. So before we go into the last track, you majored in religious studies.
I did.
Could you tell me what drew you to that major?
Well, I pretty much tried everything else in the first year of university. I think I did history and philosophy and linguistics and English and music, and then I decided that religion was like all of those together. So I was like, oh, well, here we go. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was at McGill.
That's in Toronto?
In Montreal.
Montreal, dang it.
Dang
Close.
it.
Did you have a concentration? Was there a specific area that you studied more than others?
I ended up studying a fair bit of Hinduism and then some Buddhism. Those were kind of my top two.
Cool. So we were talking about this earlier. It seems like a lot of musicians and singer-songwriters, or maybe just songwriters, have majored in religion. Like
That is
you said,
true. It's a really fun fact. So even like at McGill, we have Win Butler from Arcade Fire.
yeah,
We have Ben Stidworthy from Ott. We have Devin Welsh from Magical Clouds.
that's sick. So like, why do you think that musicians and songwriters are drawn to religious studies?
I guess, there's some kind of maybe like philosophical curiosity about the world probably is in there. I know for me it was a lot of like, how do people in the world make meaning from their lives, which is pretty much the same strand as with songwriting a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You know, like just developing meaning out of something. So I guess in religion, you develop meaning out of experience and community and tradition and belief. And in music, you develop meaning out of expression and creativity and I guess community as well.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a strand there, this inherent curiosity and wanting to express something.
I completely agree. I think that religion is like the closest way to study people that isn't like science-based almost.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, like when I was in college, I wanted to study psychology, and then I did psychology for a little bit, and I was like, even though it's regarded as like the soft science or whatever, it still was like too science-based for what I wanted to get at. So I went to religious studies, and I got exactly what I wanted, which was like the study of like what makes people people, in a way, in like a certain way. But I when I saw that on your one sheet, I was like, this is so exciting. I love meeting other. Do people ask you, like, when you were in college and majoring in that, were people like, what are you going to do with that? Like, be a priest?
Yes.
Yeah. like
and
no?
I was like, yes, obviously I'm going to be a priest. I mean, most people that go into religious studies don't do it for the postgraduate career opportunity.
Yeah, they're not like here and then I'm on my way to divinity school.
Maybe that's
the
the strand between musicians and people who study religious studies is just no future. You think that's it?
So it's because they studied religion, they were like, well, I don't want to go to divinity school, so I'll just go do music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like, I'm going to be poor anyway.
Yeah.
Let's be poor with the guitar.
I think that's perfect, and I think you've cracked the code.
Yeah, I think that I have.
Yeah, it's a big day today. Okay. Well, I'm really glad we talked about this.
Yeah. So am
I. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I'm excited to hear your last song.
All right. No pressure, though.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Clean sheets and a shutter I can't close. Where are the lights? Excitement is enveloping. Newness is a journey in a new bed. Goodbye, old friends, and hello, strangers. There it is still raining. There it is still raining. Here it's dry. There it is still raining. There it is still raining. Here it's dry. I feel that we will get along just fine if everything goes the way I have in mind. I feel that we will get along this time. This situation will work out just fine. Shadows that I don't even recognize. Can't guide myself without turning the lights on. Corners I have been to run into, but a steady beating in my heart, it keeps me ready. There it is still raining. There it is still raining. Here it's dry. There it is still raining. There it is still raining. Here it's dry. I feel that we will get along just fine if everything goes the way I have in mind. I feel that we will get along this time. This situation will work out just fine if everything goes the way I have in my mind. Oh, and I feel that we will get along just fine.
Thank you.
This has been Audiotree Live with Common Holly. thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy that it happened.
Me too.
Good. I want to thank the audio engineers for making it sound really beautiful, and I want to thank the camera and lighting crew for making it look beautiful. You can pick up Common Holly's debut album, Playing House. It is out now on Solitaire Records, and if you're in LA, she will be in town with Phaser Days on Sunday. And if you want to support us and Common Holly, you can download the session when it comes out in a few weeks. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Yay! Yay!
Thank you very much, everybody.